Progressive Snapshot can save you money based on how you drive and how much you drive. So the safer you drive, the more money you could save. Now, if you didn't hear that because you were looking at your phone while driving, let me say it again. Seriously, put down your phone. That is so unsafe. If you didn't do stuff like use your phone while driving, you could save money with Progressive Snapshot. But saving or not, just put it down. And if you did hear it the first time because you weren't looking at your phone, nice work. You'd love Snapshot from Progressive because it rewards safe drivers. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California and North Carolina or from all agents.
Whether you need to restock the fridge or just have a sudden, intense craving for cheese puffs, Kroger Delivery will get you just what you need in as little as 30 minutes. From groceries to household items, Kroger delivers right to your door. So don't let one major craving have you reaching for your car keys. Open the Kroger app and start your cart, whatever the cart. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Delivery times not guaranteed. Restrictions may apply. See site for details.
This one's gonna be weird.
Okay. Hi, everyone. It's Em and Liv, and we're your Meta Psyckicks. I feel like we haven't done that in a while.
I know, because you have some sort of vendetta to stop doing it.
I don't know. Feel like now that we've been doing this for a year, we should do the hello and welcome to Meta Psyckicks. My name's Liv. This is Em. Em, say hi. And we're your sidekicks to all things metaphysical. You know?
Yeah, but since you've done it already, now we can make a recap or something type of video, and we'll just have the same thing said over and over and over and over and over again, like all those other content creators.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that.
Hi, I'm Markiplier. He's been doing it for like 10 years.
No idea who you're talking about.
I know, because you aren't on the internet. You live under a rock. He has 20 million subscribers.
Every time someone says million, I just only want to talk about it.
Billions and billions. Puts her pinky up to her lips.
Yeah, you got to do it like Dr. Evil, otherwise you're not doing it right. But we're your sidekicks, all things metaphysical, as psychic mediums, twin flames, best friends, and business partners. And we're here to give you the spooky insight about the stuff that people already talk about on the internet. You like your true crime and paranormal podcast? Well, we take it to the next level because we can actually see those things. Kind of. We can see, feel, hear, and touch. Well, no, they kind of touch us. Touching you. Touching me.
Can you tell how... the stuff that we are on right now?
It's called anxiety.
Yeah, exactly, anxiety.
But today we're going to be doing part 3 or something. We don't know what number
Part 3, part 4, part 7.
Depends on what video comes out next. But we did a reaction to Sam and Colby's visit to the Zak Bagans Haunted Museum in Las Vegas, Nevada, and we did the recap of the recap that we did of the reaction.
Yeah, the recap of the recap.
And now we're actually researching, like normal people that are professionals, about the weird stuff that we just mediumistically reacted to in the reaction video. So today...
So, in other words, we're taking the things that were featured in Sam and Colby's video on the Zak Bagans Haunted Museum that they featured, and we're researching what they actually do instead of just using our mediumship minds.
Yeah, so somewhere there's going to be the Dybbuk Box. There's also going to be Peggy the doll. David, was his name David Hoff? Jim Hoff?
Dennis.
I
thought it was David, too.
Denise.
The bed. The cursed bed.
The cursed bed.
But this one is the one you've all been waiting for. The Devil's Rocking Chair. There you go.
I was trying not to use that one. It hurts my
ear.
I know, but I don't like that one. It's like too high pitched for my ears. It feels like a dog whistle.
Find a different one.
I did, and then you still touched it.
No, find a different sound for that one. And we'll
that sounds like a lot more work than just pushing a different button.
But now we're using Epidemic Sound, not sponsored. You're welcome.
All right, let's talk about this shit. Are you going to have me talk about it again?
Yeah, you should. This is also, this is your warning. This is going to be like hellfire because it's just all over the place and I don't know how to structure it, so it's just going to be random shit that it comes out of my mouth hole.
I'm glad it's out of your mouth hole of all holes.
Yeah. Instead of my butthole. I'm sorry I couldn't nail myself. At least I'm not going to be pooping it out this week.
God. Guys, we have an idea about talking specifically only... When we first started this, Number one. Also, we need to keep thanking all of the people that are following us, whether you're a patron, a YouTube subscriber, a listener. We appreciate
blowing
you
up,
guys.
my dude. It's stressful, but it's also really cool.
And we never, my entire existence is literally the part in SpongeBob where Plankton finally gets the Krabby Patty secret formula, and they're like, what are you going to do with it now? And he's like, I didn't think I'd get this far. That's literally my existence right now.
The only reason why she's like that is because I am Plankton's wife.
Yes.
And I'm the one that has all of the alphabet lettered plans.
Karen.
And I know exactly where we are in the plan, and this is part of the plan, my dude.
That is our relationship. I am Plankton. You are Karen.
Virgo.
But thank you guys. Honestly, truly, we could not ever be here without you, and we're excited. You know, what is it? My fiance likes rap music, but I don't necessarily know a lot about it. But there's like, we started from the bottom, now we're here. I think that's something in rap music. The other one that I really like is at the end of a song or the beginning of a song, another dude's like, why are you talking about this? It doesn't make any sense. Why are you rapping it? And he's like, because it gets the people going.
She's stalling. She has to talk to this demon chair.
I don't want to talk to the demon chair.
It's really scary because the chair itself, okay, in the video, I say that the chair is not haunted.
Oh, no, we learned quick that it was.
The chair doesn't have a sentience.
Yes.
Researching this stuff last night, I thought I was going to, like, fall into the pit of hell. It's fine.
And that is why I was late this morning, because I refused to research Peggy the doll at night.
What do you mean? Peggy's not that scary.
No, Peggy's not that scary.
That's why I gave you the ones that aren't scary.
I know, but I don't want to talk to things that could be scary at night.
I could have given you the devil's chair.
I know
it's all over the place.
I know, but you're really good at the scarier things.
I know, I can't talk to this thing. I have a big wall for it.
Did you see the thing I posted on Instagram yesterday about you? Okay, good.
Baby medium.
Yeah.
Still baby medium.
Oh, it was so cute.
I have the biggest wall. Ghosts will never talk to me.
Episode 1, guys.
That was a good one.
When Em thought that she wasn't a psychic medium.
Still don't.
Okay, so do you want me to talk to this thing first?
Yeah.
Yeah,
give me your impression of this chair. It's really fucking weird. Because in our last podcast, or when we did the reaction of everything, I told you that there was this weird dark thing, and I heard it growl and open his eyes, and his eyes were yellow.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that, because that's my satanic dream that I had when I was a child.
Yeah.
The one that you mentioned in Discord, and you're like, oh, I thought we said that you astral projected. And I was like, I'm going to continue to repress that memory. Honestly.
I don't know if we recorded that.
I'm sorry, but that was the most sinister thing that I've ever dreamt of, and it still haunts my like waking conscious.
Yeah.
So the fact that you said it has yellow eyes makes me so terrified.
Oh, it's scarier after I researched it. It's fine.
Oh, great. It's funny because I just was trying to get my medium brain to where it needed to be to get psychic information about this thing, because I am fucking talking to it.
Well, you could talk to the woman that we were talking to in the video.
The one that was like, it's haunted. Don't invalidate my reality.
Yeah.
You weren't there.
What does she look like?
She has like short brown hair and she's kind of chubby. She wears like a dress, but I feel like would wear slacks maybe. She wears mostly dresses. Sometimes she wears slacks.
I think the woman that we thought we were talking to is blonde and skinny.
No, that is Margaret. Peggy.
No, for this boy that was possessed.
Really?
I think that's what she looks like.
Oh, I think she is the boy's mother, and she has short brown hair.
I think I looked it up, and that's what she looked like.
Short brown hair or skinny with blonde hair? Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I can look it up, but however, I'm just let me know what you think of the chair first.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking about it, and someone said we shouldn't talk about it.
No shit. I have a big wall up for this, because
no, there's like a guy that just stepped forward, and he's like, you guys shouldn't be talking about this.
No shit. It's bad.
They really don't want me to see things, because I just asked my spirit guides because they're not letting me see anything. And I was like, okay, well, can we do this in a safe way so that the viewers and the listeners, the people with us in their ear holes can have like, content for the people. So I asked, which one of my spirit guides do you want, who wants to give me the info, the deets, the 411. I think that's what it's called, 411. Yeah, 911 is the emergency number.
God.
Sorry. Ooh, hopefully no one just got their little house to hold thing used to call the cops on them. Sorry.
Stalling.
Anyways, no, the my rock monster stepped in front of me in like this dark room, like directly in front of me. And if you guys don't know my one spirit guide, what is his name? David. Sorry. Rock Monster makes so much more sense to me. Can't remember actual names.
He's a big rock. We draw him in one of our videos.
Yeah, he's like All Might and David Hasselhoff. And who's the metal guy from Deadpool? Colossal. Mm-hmm. He's like the love child of those three characters. Anyways, he stepped in front of me, and all of a sudden, like Kung Fu Panda with the dragon scroll, only scarier, like Hellfire, there was just whoosh, like fire in front of him, and he's like, "You need to stay behind here." Mm-hmm. Literally, like just his entire huge body was just, the outside of it was just lit up by fire.
Yeah.
And that's all they told me. And then this guy stepped forward and was like, "You guys shouldn't be talking about this." And then you asked me, "What's the woman? You should ask her." And that's what was happening. And now we're breaking like the third wall.
The fourth wall. It is the fourth one, not the third.
Because if you go back, that's what happened. So I honestly don't think I'm going to get more information about it because they're really telling me not to. And I don't really want to overstep my spirit guides. I think hellfire pouring out from the outsides of my spirit guides, like, silhouette is probably good enough.
So the things that my spirit guides have told me about this is, for a while I've been asking my spirit guides what an attachment is, because a lot of people like to say, "Oh, Sam has an attachment," and I was like, yeah, so do Liv and I. We are attached to each other. What the hell do you mean?
Barnacles to a ship.
And this is kind of what they're explaining to me with this chair. This chair gives me high beats of anxiety now because I understand what is with it. I don't think there's something attached to the chair. I think it is associated with the chair because they give me this idea of Robert the doll has something attached to it, where it is, they put Robert the doll in a display case, and Robert the doll's spirit thing is also in the display case. This chair is not like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because Robert has the blackness, and then the two human souls, and then the one that's like
the blackness is attached to the like physical form of that doll.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about something else.
I'm talking about attachments because they're like explaining it to me because I like don't understand why I thought this chair wasn't haunted, because the energy around it obviously is like fucking weird, but there's not something attached to it.
Yeah, it feels like itself is a really scary energy. It's hot.
And I like now know things about it because I researched it. But they like show me, if you guys have ever watched like ghost investigations, there's a thermal camera. They like show me the view of the chair as like a thermal camera, as if someone was sitting there before, got up and left. And the chair is still warm from them sitting in the chair.
Seat check.
So I feel like something sits in it. And because
is it Santa Claus?
It's definitely not Santa Claus.
Yeah, the whole left-hand side of my head just started crawling. They're like, "Don't even make jokes. It's not funny. It's not funny.
It's not funny. It's so bad. But I do have a question for you. Is it one entity? Because Ed Warren always says it's 43.
Specifically?
Yeah, I don't know why it's very, very specifically 43. I'll get into what he says, but there's a lot of information about this chair. Not necessarily about the chair, but about what happened around the chair, situationally around the chair.
They're not letting me see stuff. So I see the chair, and I see the wood part of the chair in the middle, like you said, where someone would be sitting, is just black. But the outside of the chair, it radiates like heat, almost like you would see on a thermal camera, or like auras, for lack of a better hilarious term, because auras are supposed to be good. Anyways, I see like...
Auras aren't good. They just are electromagnetic energy.
Yeah, but people think, "Oh, I want you to read my aura." And I'm like, this chair has a shitty aura. It's not shitty. I'm just trying to explain it in a visual context of what it looks like to me with the energy that's coming off of it. So the middle of it is just black, and then the outside of it is yellow, orange, and red, and it just radiates these colors off of it. The big black thing that you said was sitting in it, when it walks, does it sound like it has heavy boots?
Kind of.
We're gonna stop talking about it.
Though.
Yeah.
I'm
Where are your rocks? Because I haven't been this scared since like the 6th
I've never
podcast.
been this scared ever. I feel like I'm going to have a panic attack, but I also don't know why. I can like feel anxiety through my arms and legs, which is interesting. Like it's like my arms and legs are vibrating.
Weird. Well, yeah, so I'm going to stop. We're just sorry guys. Respect my ability and Em's ability to try to not talk to this thing.
Well, I mean, we're going to talk about it.
Well, yeah, we're going to talk about it, but we're not going to look into it. That's what I'm saying. Because my spirit guides are like, no.
Don't close yourself off entirely.
No, I'm doing that right now because I just heard boots and I'm not going to say what's happening because if I do, it validates it and I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to ignore it.
What do you mean, what is happening?
You don't see the scary-ass fucking thing standing in between us?
No, I know it's there.
Okay, well, I'm going to ignore it and say,
That's
fuck
why
you.
I feel like I need to run away. It's because it's standing behind us.
I'm really glad that you now perceive the scary things because the last time this happened, it was not this scary and I was by myself. You're like, I don't know where it is. It's weird. And I was like, no, it's fucking right there.
But it has the confidence to not be in the crawl space behind you.
That is true. Can we stop?
I'm stalling because this is going to be hard for me to talk.
I know, but we're not going to tell the people anything else because I'm drawing my proverbial line in the sand like Bugs Bunny and says, do not cross this line.
Do you guys hear my chinchilla squealing in the background?
Are they okay?
Oh.
Really freaks me out. The lights just twitched a second ago,
Well,
too.
it twitched because my air went on.
Oh, okay, good.
That happens every time.
I'm nervous.
Uh-huh.
Now, I also need to deal with this with comedy. So, remember, you guys ever watch Night at the Museum where the two little tiny people are arguing and the one guy from like Achman Ra is like, do not cross this line. Don't help me if you cross this line. Don't touch it. That's me right now. You're welcome. Okay, let's go into the things that normal people know about this because I'm not doing more about it.
Okay. Trying to compose myself. Okay.
Wait, I need one of the conductor sticks and I can help you. I was in band. I prepared for this. I was too nervous to try out to be drum major, so my best friend instead was, and she was fabulous. Compose it, get it, music. It's a joke.
Sorry. I'm very distracted by the thing standing behind us.
I don't know. You just have to ignore it. I already said, do not cross this line. I mean it.
I don't know if I can do that. We'll see.
You gotta, who's the dude from the internet? Just do it. He has like a mustache in the video. He was like a child star.
Okay, will you pause it?
Yeah. If I know how to.
Well.
Okay, we're back. Em just drew a fucking cursed ass picture.
It needed to get out of my head because it was scary.
While I nervous clapped like a drumming circle.
Yeah, so they show me this like dark mass, and in the middle of the mass is a human-like figure, and then there's like this aura of blackness that goes around it, and there's like 43 heads that are all attached to it, and they're telling me that since then there's more that have been added, and they tell me that it's like they tell me that there is that it's like the mother of many, that one plant that has, what is it? They have just like a whole bunch of babies.
Yeah, they pop them off.
But yeah, that's what they show me with this entity that he kind of like, I don't know if he splits off or if they're a part of him, but that's like what they're showing me. And then if you guys have ever watched Demon Slayer, I think it's Demon Slayer, with Muzan, there is... Okay, so in Demon Slayer is about obviously slaying demons, and there is a like original demon that is the one causing people to become demons. So if you bite people, it turns them into demon kind of things in the show. And Muzan is what they're explaining to me is this man, because Olivia was telling me that this weird thing that's like a shadow with heads all over the place is what they're showing me to explain to me what he is, but he actually looks like this figure of a man that was the thing sitting in the chair with the heavy boots. That's the thing that they're making me perceive as this Muzan character from Demon Slayer. And Muzan is like, that's the character that they're trying to find and end because he's the one that like is the ruler of the demons. But he's the one that makes the demons demons. And you can't say his name because I think it's like hands will be ripped like through your body and kill you. You're welcome.
Who's that guy that did that in Naruto?
I don't know.
Orochimaru? Dude had like the 5th Hokage's hands go straight through him.
Oh.
Remember that?
Different connotation.
Sorry.
Because in Naruto, if you say someone's name, it doesn't make the hands go through.
Well, yeah, but they were trying to get rid of Orochimaru, and then the 5th Hokage was like, I'm gonna do the
He's trying to
forbidden
seal
jutsu. Yeah, inside of his tummy circle.
Not inside of his, but inside of that, like,
Demon
Shinigami.
thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert.
There you go. So it was 43 demons. However, it was still one thing, just as the mother of many is one plant, but it is many babies. My chinchillas are squeaking.
Squeak, squeak, and squeaker.
Okay, are you ready?
I just want to say, who needs ghost equipment for paranormal investigation when you are the ghost equipment?
When you can have chinchillas squeaking in the background.
Squeak, squeak, and squeaker.
Squeak and squeaker.
Because the entire left-hand side of my body, where the
That's
thing
chill.
was still... Did you see it? I showed
I know you pointed at me. I was like, well, great. I'm
It's
glad that the
gross.
information I'm saying is correct.
It's disgusting. Disgusting. Okay, go for it.
Yeah, my spirit guides were still blocking information from me because I was like, okay, but then how is this thing possessing thing? And they're like, that's not information that you need.
So much for not giving the people less.
Well, I needed the information out of my brain. I know that drawing things scares you because you think that it gives you energy, but it staying in my head gives it energy.
No. I don't think it gives it energy. I think it's the same thing of like when I tell you that you should tell people your dreams because it makes them go away. It takes things away from them. It's all about how you do it. If you do things to solidify them and then just keep it, that's weird. But if you just you're like, get it out of my head. It's like throwing up.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get it out. But if you
Okay.
get it out and then put it on a wall and frame it, that's a little weirder. You don't flip.
It's like when the cat throws up and then gives it and then takes it back.
2 creatures, 1 carpet. Sorry.
Okay, you ready for the story?
Yeah, after 21 minutes.
This is going to be convoluted because I don't know where to start, where to go, or where to end. Let's do it. So in 1980, there was a family that lived in Connecticut called I think it's the Glatzels? Glatzels?
Don't show me.
I like how the family's name is going to bother you. What are you doing? You got to pay attention to my story. I'm going to make you.
Trying to make the weird thing go away, and my Chewy order is about to be shipped.
There,
Thanks.
does that help you? I flipped over the book.
Well,
with
for
my
the
drawing
past
on
like
it.
8 minutes, I've just been trying to protect us, so
I
that's
feel
all.
better now.
Well, that's good. I'm going to continue putting little lights around you. So keep going. I'm listening.
So this family that lives in Connecticut, they wanted to clean up a rental unit that they had just purchased. And their 11-year-old son, his name was David Glatzel, he saw the spirit of this angry old man, and the spirit physically pushed him across the room. David informed his family that the spirit told him that if the Glatzel family ever moved into this property, the spirit vowed to hurt them.
It's because he's a kid. Kids don't understand the value of a seat check. Just saying. He had to let him know what was up. He's like, hey, when the pictures come on at night, I'm watching, what is it? Wheel of Fortune first.
Wheel of Fortune.
I always wanted to watch Wheel of Fortune, not Jeopardy, because I wasn't smart as a child. My brother was, or at least that's how I felt. So Wheel of Fortune was my thing because it didn't take as much brain
Got
power.
you.
And it didn't make me feel dumb because my brother knew all the answers because he was in school for 2 years before me.
Got you.
It's cheating. Anyways.
However, against his wishes, they moved into the rental property anyways. And David Glatzel, sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, I'm just going to call him David from now on. David continued seeing this old man.
I think you should call him D-Dog.
D-Dog?
D-Dog.
David. She's telling jokes because she's having an anxiety attack over here. So David continued seeing this old man, sometimes as an old man and sometimes as this demonic beast who supposedly spoke Latin.
Backwards.
Hopefully. I hope that if I become a demon that I can speak Latin backwards.
I just want to be the thing from Jujutsu Kaisen that is the nature spirit.
The way he speaks is so cool.
The nature spirit?
Yes, he speaks backwards.
I know. That's why I said something. Plus, it's the nature spirit, and I'm a hippie.
Yeah, he's really cool. The way he talks, how he sounds, all of it, fantastic. watch Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, the Glatzel family soon observed David acting strangely. Now, please keep in mind, this boy is 11 years old, okay? Because a lot of people, I feel like when they think that someone is possessed, they think that they have schizophrenia. Schizophrenia does not develop in a human until about mid-20s, early 20s.
Yeah.
He's 11. This 11-year-old boy began to have seizures, experience bizarre injuries. He would growl and hiss, and he talked about passages from the Bible and John Milton's Paradise Lost. And he was claimed to be able to tell the future. So he would say specific things and then they would happen. So, for example, there is a family friend, the boyfriend of his sister, Arnie. David said that he would fall out of a tree, and he also did that. So he would say things that came true.
They're telling me that it's not that he did that. It's... That's weird.
What?
Sorry, I don't know who's telling me this. I feel like a woman on my right-hand side is, but I just got chills on my left arm again. So I was like, oh, I forgot I was putting circles around us. Hang on. That was an oval, not a circle. And
the sea bears are going to come get us.
Yeah. And they said that I ruined my thought process with a joke about sea bears. I
was talking about this boy being able to predict the future.
They said that it's not that he was able to predict the future. It's that he was the physical vessel in which they were getting energy to make events happening. So, like, you know how you have, like, a poltergeist in your house and shit gets, like, yeeted across the room?
Yeah.
It's different. They're using the boy to say that, to speak it into existence.
Interesting.
So it's like...
Yeah, it's like affirmations or like manifestation.
Yeah, it's like if something that you couldn't see through something across the room. No, a little boy says you're going to fall out of a tree, so it happens.
Cool!
Yeah, the future wouldn't have happened that way, and if he hadn't have said something.
Gosh. So...
Which is scary.
David's mom, I think her name is Judy.
That's cute.
She described her son's torment as the beast, a man with big black eyes, a thin face with animal features and jagged teeth, pointed ears, horns, and hooves.
Dude really went to the comic store for that.
Yeah,
he was really role-playing. The e-girls would be proud.
But it's interesting because people refer to this thing as a beast, and the way that I see it with its yellow eyes is very beast-like. It freaks me out. When I read that, I was like, oh, cool. Now I feel like I'm being watched. Awesome.
It was just me. It's fine.
Well, good thing, because I researched the Conjuring house in my basement alone because my computer blew up. At least I could do it upstairs where I wasn't alone and the lights were on. You're welcome. Now, the family called the Catholic Church because they were asking for an exorcism because they believed their child was possessed. They were denied. However, I think they had a total of 3 exorcisms, and 2 of them failed.
Was the house haunted, or was it the rocking chair that was in the house that they just didn't get rid of when they moved in?
Ed Warren explains that the requirements for possession is that the house itself would be affected in the sense of furniture would be flowing around. You would hear thumping sounds throughout the house. So I think the house was in fact being affected or haunted. I don't know that this being was associated with the house or not, but it sounds like that's where it came from, considering this 11-year-old boy was like, there's an old man in here. It's old Greg. Sorry.
I have no idea where that is from. Is that from South Park or something?
It's because you're not a millennial. I'm old Greg.
What show is that from?
It's from YouTube. From my days of being a child, because I'm a millennial and you're not.
No, it's that you had internet privileges and I did not.
You live under a rock. Same thing.
Exactly, because as a child, I didn't have internet privileges. So, social media and things like that is weird to me.
What were you going to say about the house?
Oh, I wanted to know if when the little boy walked into the house, the old man got up out of the chair. Or did this house have a garage?
I have no idea.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of information. I got as much as I could.
Okay.
And it is all splattered and scattered about.
I just don't understand why this fucking chair is so god-darn haunted if, like, the house is the thing that was there. Is it just because, like, the demons got sucked into it?
It's easy to move.
The chair is?
Yeah, there are also people say that this is where the man sits. Like,
sorry.
It's his throne, what?
They made a joke. They said it's musical chairs. You don't know who you'll get. That's fucked up.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
continue.
a rocking chair, so it's easy to move.
Maybe it's because they like rock music.
Sure.
Ever think about that?
Please enjoy our jokes, because the jokes are helping us not get possessed or something.
Or something.
Or something. So when they called the Catholic Church to get this exorcism, they were denied. So their next call was to the internet says, real-life paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren, who also lived in Connecticut. This is one of the Warrens' most famous cases. And the Warrens say that they observed David. They observed him levitating in this chair, in the devil's rocking chair.
I'd be like, cool trick, kid. Can you show me how you do that?
Can you show me how you do that? They saw him being beaten by unseen hands.
Ugh.
They also say that this boy is overly strong for an 11-year-old boy. Like, he needed to be held down by, like, 5 men in order to actually be held down because he was so strong.
Maybe it was the spirit of Popeye possessing his body. Yuck, 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 yuck.
Yeah, and then they also repeat that he was able to tell the future.
Made the future.
Yeah, he also spoke in different languages. So, I guess Latin, or at least maybe that's what people say when they talk in tongues. I think tongues is like, you don't understand what the person is saying. I don't know.
I just think it's a hilarious way to say
know.
I don't know what you mean.
I don't know what you mean.
I mean, maybe it's like a cool alien language or something, and we're just extremely ignorant. What if I walked up to Emily and she was just speaking clear English to me? And I was like, I don't understand your tongues. Which... And then, like, spritz you with, like, some holy water in a spray bottle like a cat. Sorry.
Oh, God.
Gotta make up scenarios in my head to make me not scared.
Okay.
Also singing the fear away.
So, I think basically when you do exorcisms, a Catholic, like an ordained Catholic priest has to be the one doing this exorcism. And you have to prove to the church that they need to do this because doing exorcisms is, like, very hard energetically wise for everyone involved. So they, like, had to find proof and give it to the Catholic Church in order for them to not deny this boy anymore. So they decide, yes, this boy is supposedly demonically possessed. We are going to do a exorcism on him. And supposedly it took all night in order for them to be able to exorcise this demon out of this boy. Now, Ed Warren says that this boy was not just demonically possessed by one demonic spirit, but it was possessed by 43. And he also uses the term devils instead of demons. So I don't know if that makes sense to anyone.
It's probably because they're not as high. They're the little babies. The babies!
Oh, got you.
Oh my goodness. This is a perfect spot to be because you said a mother of many, which is a plant, right? Yeah. Well, the love guru with pop culture is not my thing. The guy that sings in a boy band or did and now does movies that Bradley loves. Anyways, he literally goes, my little cabbage.
What?
He also says BB in the movie, and that just makes me think about it. You know, instead of calling them devils, you said that this thing's like a mother of many with all of the 43 little things.
Yeah.
Little cabbages.
Jesus Christ.
Because they're BBs. Sorry.
Yeah. So on the night of the exorcism, Ed claims that he went back to his study because he was planning to bind the demon. Not entirely sure what that means, but I would assume that it would be binding this demon away from this boy into something else. However, he went to his study and he thought he was going to call about one demon. However, several came to him, and apparently he was shown what he refers to as like a kaleidoscope of devil faces, one after another, after another, after another. So I think it's interesting that he says that, and now I see it as this like mother of many type of entity, because it really does make sense with this kaleidoscope metaphor. Now, the Warrens agreed with the Glatzel family that the exorcism was needed, so they did perform this and found that Catholic priest to do so. However, at one point, one of the Glatzel children, Debbie, she felt so unsafe that she asked her 19-year-old boyfriend, Arnie, to move into the family home. Now, Arnie was present at one of these exorcisms, because like I said, there were 3. And in an attempt to protect the little boy, Arnie encouraged the demons to enter his body instead.
Progressive Snapshot can save you money based on how you drive and how much you drive. So the safer you drive, the more money you could save. Now, if you didn't hear that because you were yelling at another car while driving, let me say it again. You need to calm down. Yelling is just making everyone as stressed out as you are and letting them all know that you definitely aren't trying to save with Progressive Snapshot. And if you did hear it the first time because you weren't yelling at another car, nice work. You'd love Snapshot from Progressive because it rewards safe drivers. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California and North Carolina or from all agents.
So the Warrens warned him, that sounds like a really dumb idea for you to do, which apparently it was. However, when he asked this, it didn't happen immediately. Like, you didn't see an immediate reaction. It happened later. And there's also a movie about this. This is the plot line for The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It, in case you were wondering.
In that movie, does the weird things seep into the person through the house?
I don't remember. You want to watch that one too? You can set a Patreon goal.
No.
It's definitely scarier than the first one that the Patreons have chose that we were going to watch.
Definitely don't want to. I've only watched a couple horror movies in my life, and I don't like them.
There's literally people on Patreon that are like, well, the Conjuring movies aren't that scary. They're kind of really dramatized, so she's probably not going to be scared of it. I was like, my response was, she is afraid of Courage the Cowardly Dog. I'm sorry.
Literally gave me
She's
nightmares.
gonna pee her pants and gonna have nightmares for days.
Yeah, Courage the Cowardly Dog really gave me nightmares.
Like, I don't think you understand,
Return
Liv.
to the slab. That was literally just horrible for me.
So the story goes, there's multiple stories. I don't know who. Okay, I'm gonna ruin the story if I say anymore. But Debbie and Arnie, they decided to move out of the Glatzel home and to protect themselves from this, scary thing. However, it was too late for that because Arnie proclaimed that he wanted this demon to follow him home. So Arnie began to experience the same, they want me to say, symptoms on the internet that David did. So it was claimed that he would almost go into like a trance-like state. And he would growl and say things that were weird. He also claimed that he saw this beast character that they were explaining, but he later on would have no memory of it, just like David in this scenario. So one day, Arnie called in sick to work and went along with Debbie to her job.
Are you reading things or are you listening to things?
I'm reading things because
Okay,
this is where it
good.
gets confusing.
All right.
Okay, so I found multiple sources. One source says that he then became like violent and then he started attacking someone, but I'm confused as to who he was attacking. I'm not sure if it was Debbie's boss because he went to lunch with Debbie while she was at work, or if it was their landlord, because on the internet they say the landlord was the one that was killed by Arnie. But Arnie then he becomes like in that trance-like state and then starts stabbing this man, I believe his name is Alan, to death. And
Does anyone ever just stab somebody for not the intent of that? They're just like, I'm feeling stabby today. You know what I'm saying?
I have no idea. It was really weird. I think his name is Alan Bono, and he stabs him 5 times, which kills him.
Isn't that like an 80s band?
I don't know. Bono?
Yeah.
However, afterwards, Arnie simply walked off into the woods in a what they say is catonic state.
Catatonic.
Katana
state.
Catonic state.
Katana. Sorry. It's feeling stabby.
However, Arnie says he has no memory of the murder, which is interesting.
I apologize.
Now, he, obviously, because he had murdered this person, was now under investigation. And when they were in the court, they were trying to proclaim that it was not his fault because he was possessed by a demon. So the Warrens came in and was like, Judge, sir, we have like video proof of weird paranormal things happening that would prove the innocence of Arnie in being possessed by a demon to kill this man, and it wasn't of his own volition. However, the judge was like, that's cool and all, but I don't believe that. Also, I don't want to be the judge to, like, allow demon paranormal information to be used as evidence in this case.
Should I give my own opinion about this?
You can.
Okay. You want me to do it now?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Well, I think it's interesting because, one, you said that Arnie, like, walked into the woods in a katana state.
Sorry. In a catonic state.
In a katana state of
Well, I said
mind.
catonic, but...
Cataton. I know, but when you said katonic, it makes me think about, like, katana.
Katanas.
Yes. Yeah. Uh-huh. Anyways. So, what was I going to say?
When you... about the judge.
Well, I'm going to talk about the judge, but too, you said he walked off into the woods, which is weird because when you first started talking about this story, and I was thinking about, like, where the physic did this weird shit come from in the house, because I'm thinking, oh, there was just, like, a random-ass fucking, like, rocking chair in the corner of the house that was already possessed, which is why the rocking chair is possessed, but, like,
Well, that's why it's not, like, has a sentience, because it's not attached to the chair. It's just associated
with the chair.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I thought maybe it was the chair that was there first, but you're saying it's the house, and I was like, okay, well, someone needs to, like, figure out, like, where the fuck this came from, you know?
Yeah, I don't know if the chair was there when they, like, bought the place, or if they brought the chair there. I have no fucking idea.
Which is fine, but you didn't know that, so I was like, okay, well, if the house is haunted, like, where did this stuff come from? And they told me it came from the woods. And you said that he walked into the woods, and then he magically wasn't possessed anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
What is in the woods?
I don't know, but I'm going to stop talking about it because it's freaking me
Blair
out.
Witch Project.
Giving me weird vibes.
Because I watched...
Sing the sadness away.
I watched this movie where, I don't know, they, like, burned a witch at the stake in the middle of this forest-like place, and there was, like... I don't know, like a box with a seal on it, and these people found the seal, and it caused them to, like, die from opening this thing, but they, like, refer to it as, like, the witch's touch or something, or the witch's mark. The witch's mark is what they referred to it as. When you touch this stuff, it, like, creates a mark on your back, and the mark on your back is, like...
Nautical tattoo?
It's, like, things come after you to try to kill you. And it makes me... They showed me that.
Is that based off of a real story?
I don't know. I just watched it on Netflix, my dude.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Anyways, staying on
witch's
topic.
touch.
Weird.
But yeah, that's what they were showing me when you were talking about going into the forest, because that would make sense in a possession type way.
Yeah, it's...
Because I don't know that I believe in possession. That's why it's, like, weird, because I don't understand how that happens. Because the way that I perceive... us as human beings is we have our physical body and then we have our soul, and there's this, I don't know, this cable that, like, attaches our soul to our body. So when I perceive, like, astral projection, it's almost like when you're an astronaut and you have this cable attached to your ship, you jump ship when you're in astral projection. However, you have this cord that allows you to go back and allows you to not die. So it's, like, weird to me that people think possession is a thing. So that's why I'm like, what is possession? Is possession real?
But if they're spiritually yanking your chain...
What do you mean?
That cord that you're talking about?
What about it?
They tell me it's like an umbilical cord.
Okay.
You can... well, how does a baby get nutrients from the mother in the womb? From the umbilical cord. So if you're able to filter weird things through it, it can transfer up into it. I'm not saying that it's possession. I'm just saying it's like a manipulation.
Okay.
Yes. I don't
but
think...
is that what possession is? Because I'm just trying to understand
manipulation. They also showed me, like,
is.
one of those big giant wires that keep, like, bridges standing, you know?
Yeah.
And if you were to put like an electrical current through it, it's going to be able to go into the bridge.
Yeah.
Is it
got you
removing something from the bridge? No, it's adding something to the bridge.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
because
spiritually yanking your chain.
Because I feel like most people think possession is like the spirit goes into your body and like replaces the consciousness that's there with their consciousness.
I don't think so.
That's why I'm like trying to like explain it on a spiritual level. So yeah.
I'm going to go with yanking chain for right now.
Well, I like your
Final
electrified
answer.
idea of things because they're energy, so electrifying things would manipulate them.
Mm-hmm.
They're also telling me about the dumb ray again. They're like, they put off a certain frequency that
tomfoolery.
That basically like puts you in a hypnotic state. However, that's why it's so rare, because they need a shitload of energy, and it's why this thing has so many like demons attached to it.
Devils.
Because
Baby
it makes
cabbages.
me feel like they like are absorbing the energy of them instead of making them do their bidding. Can you tell that the jokes are getting higher and higher because I'm talking about this entity behind us?
Also, all of my singing, I'm really sorry.
She's really nervous, so she can't just listen to me talk about dark things.
45 minutes of singing, I apologize. That's how you know. The more I sing, the more uncomfortable. So with the judge, Brad and I were listening or watching this movie about this guy with DID at like the Ohio State College campus, dude. I for Billy Mulligan, I think.
Okay.
Anyways, it was an interesting court case because this man had DID and had the different personalities, and the different personalities are the ones he claimed that did the horrific acts that he did, which were like not cool. It was weird in a court of law because you can't necessarily get him on an insanity plea because like he knows about it but also doesn't. It's weird. He's like,
that's weird.
Literally fall asleep. They say that, and it's weird because you can see when the different personalities, or I shouldn't say it's weird, it's interesting because they had video footage of him dissociating, and the personality would come in and say, oh, Billy's sleeping. He didn't do that. He doesn't know anything about it. And then when he would come back, he would be like, I don't know what happened. I was sleeping.
Yeah, that makes no sense of why it wouldn't qualify.
Well,
because it's based upon like his mental disorder.
This was like, I think the 70s.
So
So
I guess
it was the 70s.
their idea of what insanity, quote unquote.
Well, no one knew anything about DID at that point. Not
Makes
a lot
sense.
of people. So the psychiatrists were trying to like vouch for him to say, this is interesting and we need to approach it in a manner that is such.
Yeah, because he doesn't have control over it.
Yes. However, my idea, similar to the story in this, or the scenario in this story, which is entirely very, 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 very horrible. I know I'm making jokes about it, but I don't want people to be like, she's making jokes about a guy getting stabbed. It's not stabby time. This is serious. I'm just trying to deal with my uncomfortability.
Take the jokes as nervous laughter. It's inappropriate, but we don't know what to say with at all.
No, I'm saying that this is bad, and it does not refute or revoke the fact that that was an atrocity and should not have happened in any shape or form, and that it is bad and illegal and wholly wrong. However, similar to like my idea with this Billy Mulligan case and this itself, because technically they're calling it a possession, whether it is or isn't. Well, whether it is or isn't, I think the way that they should look at it is that even if you did, because this is how our legal system works. If you didn't actually commit a crime, however, you were there when it happened, whether it's by chance, horribility, or anything else, you have to have a shit ton of evidence for you to know that you were there against your will or some other type of thing and it wasn't your own fruition for you to even be dismissed. Because you could be like, someone kidnapped you and something really bad happened, and then they're going to charge you because you were there. You're an accessory to the crime. So for this, whether he was possessed or not, just like with Billy Mulligan, I think that they have to look at it in the viewpoint of whether he was in control of his body or not. The law stipulates you are like an accessory to a crime.
Ed Warren explains another case where he uses paranormal evidence and he won the case. I don't know anything else about it. I just know of the fact that he was like, we won this other case. We could have won the case of Arnie. However, the judge would not accept our evidence. And if he did, we would have actually won the case.
Yeah, but then like at the end of the day, Arnie's family is like horribly hurt.
What do you mean?
I mean, it like
They still
somebody.
are.
Yeah, well,
Because
somebody
he went to prison for 5 years.
Somebody, not Arnie's family,
Oh.
the guy that died's family.
Well, yeah.
I feel like if that was me, if that happened and I was whatever, I would be like, I am so sorry. Please, I will stay in prison for a while. I'm okay with that. I just need Pringles at least once a month and maybe like a book.
He was convicted of first-degree manslaughter for killing Alan Bono, and he served 5 years in prison. And he was, what is the word? Highly, like a model prisoner. That's the word. Model prisoner.
Okay. I mean, I'm
Because
not saying
he's not
that
possessed anymore.
obviously. I mean, I'm not saying I don't or do believe. I'm just saying that there has to be some sort of retribution because of what happened. Like the other family that these horrible things happened to, or the person, if they're still alive, that's not fair to them. And people are like, well, he didn't know it was happening, so we just have to like let it go. And I'm like, that is not how that works. Anyways.
Well, they should have done something about it. Because
What do you mean?
the Warrens and these priests knew someone was going to get hurt because of the gravity of this possession. However, they were unprepared for the things to happen around Arnie instead of David.
Well, they shouldn't have let other people in the house.
Yes, they shouldn't have let Arnie come into the house if they believed that this was going to happen. However, they also don't know.
If you're getting your tonsils taken out, they don't want your mom in the room.
Yeah, so.
But anyways.
There's a lot of, you can play the blame game a lot in these kind of cases. But what's interesting with this entire thing is that people related to the family, like the brothers of David or his father, I read articles that said that they didn't believe that he was possessed at all.
Huh.
Yeah, they were like, he just had some issues when he was younger, but he's good now.
Yeah,
And
but then his mother was so upset about it. So maybe it's traumatic blockage.
Yeah, it also might be because they were super angry about the fact that the Warrens have this like platform, and now because they're putting this platform on this boy was like demonically possessed, it is affecting their lives in the sense of they can't get jobs because people know about what happened to them.
Yeah.
So they sued multiple people for like creating books about it, creating movies about it, that type of thing. So they were super angry about it.
I would be angry too.
So it might be in regards to like, we weren't possessed. Stop saying that so that we can finally get on with our lives.
Mm-hmm. The whole thing is just not good.
But yeah, so let me get into the chair.
Wow, 52 minutes in. I'm sorry, guys. I read a post on Twitter when I actually tried to do a tweet thing, and someone was like, if you have a podcast that you don't even know what's happening in the first 3 minutes, that's trash. And I was like, oh, God, I guess our podcast is trash.
Well, I like podcasts like that.
Oh,
well,
me too.
Okay, I like creators like that. If I'm looking for a specific thing from a podcast, you better do it as fast as possible, otherwise I'm clicking off. However, if I like you as a creator, fucking tell me what you did, fucking tell me what you eat for breakfast. I need to know all the deets, because I haven't seen you in a week, and I need to know everything about your life.
Oh, no.
That's how I feel about creators.
I like, if I listen to something and it is just that, just plain information, pouring, whatever, I don't care. I'd rather just read it.
It depends on the information.
It depends on the individual too. Because
I
don't know. I don't listen to podcasts to learn things though. I listen to podcasts for entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to be entertained. I don't want to be educated. I mean, I do if it's funny.
Entertaining.
Yeah.
That's what content creators do, my dude. You
Who's
ready?
a content creator that we know?
Us. What? You mean like people that we don't know? Or
No,
know from the internet?
I was being funny. You were correct. Us.
Yes, we are
I
content
don't
creators.
feel like a content creator. It's like
We
when
are
people
content
are like,
creators.
you turn 18 and you're an adult now. I'm still in social situations as like a 20-something. And people are like, we need an adult. And I'm like, fuck, where?
Well, people in this, I don't know, business field have no idea what to call themselves. But I'm pretty sure that once I'm able to do this full time and someone asks me what I do for a living, I'm going to tell them that I'm a content creator, because telling them that I'm a psychic medium is going to bark up trees that I don't want to bark up. You know what I'm talking about?
I think you should tell them that you're a professional spoopy poopy.
I could tell people that I talk to dead people for a living.
I only say dead people in scenarios where...
Well, I just think it's funny.
Yeah. I only say that to be funny, and people think that I'm being crude, but honestly, it's just kind of
funny. Yeah, I know,
funny.
because we went to a psychic fair, and you said that to the psychic next to us. And she was like, I don't call it speaking to the dead, but...
Yeah. I was also very nervous because another person that claimed to be a medium made me cry. So that's a story for another day.
Yeah, you know how
Now
it is.
we're into 54 minutes.
So, this chair, okay, we've already talked about the chair being in this location. So, Ed Warren tells us a story of going back into the house where the Glatzels lived, and he brought holy water because he has a specific word for it, but to me it just seems like he went back to like try to bless the house. So, he's sprinkling this holy water all over the house until...
And they're like, stop it!
Yep.
That is upholstered. That's gonna stain.
So shit started flipping upside down. If you want to know what haunted houses are like, it's this rocking chair that was in the house. This rocking chair suddenly started rocking back and forth, violently back and forth, and he claims to have heard growling sounds coming from the cellar. But there's like things floating like flying all around. But in particular, since we're talking about this chair was yeeting itself back and forth, back and forth.
Maybe they were listening to Bono. I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought you were going to be like, I whip my hair back and forth, I whip my hair back and forth.
I forgot about that. That was like a 2013 song.
Brainwashed. But Ed Warren, he acknowledged these requirements of a possession because this possession of David Glatzel was like textbook. So the requirements of a possession is furniture moving around, pounding sounds, hysteria around the boy, the strength of the boy, and speaking in the tongues, and also being able to tell the future.
Sounds like a Kiss concert. Sorry.
They're all just possessed.
If I was an old man during that time, that's what I would tell people. Could you imagine being at a bar and Ed Warren sits next to you and you're an old geezer and you're just sitting there trying to get a brew and he starts telling you about this? He's like, it's a textbook case of possession. That would be me. I'd be like, that sounds like the concerts my kids go to.
Now, investigators say that the demon known as the Beast, the one that we're talking about, was seen in this chair more than once.
Knitting a sweater.
Definitely knitting a sweater.
With eyelashes.
God.
I'm sorry. I'll stop. I feel like it's going to get to a climax of scariness and I'm already still cold.
No, we already got to the climax of scary things when I fucking drew it for you. So, knowing the famed Ed and Lorraine Warren were a part of this case and that I was able to buy everything a member of the Glatzel family had connected to it. This is Zak Bagans speaking.
You have to do it in his voice.
I don't know what his voice sounds.
Just make it up.
Including the Devil's Rocking Chair was a major score. So it's known... This is where all my notes start getting crazy. We just got a new patron.
What's their name?
Kate.
Hey, Kate. What's up, Kate?
You just, on live, just Patreon. Yeah.
You know who you are. It's Sunday, June 26th at 12:57. Thank you, Kate.
Okay, so it's known that Lorraine and the young boy, David, who was possessed, they both saw this beast sitting in the rocking chair, and supposedly he claimed it as his. So I don't know if that's true, but I refer to the beginning of this video because I don't want to talk about it again. But the chair would shake violently and even levitate whenever the boy was overtaken by the beast. There is a video interview of the Warrens revealing this as well. What?
He's telling me that it wasn't when the kid was overtaken by the beast. It was that every time one of the demons left the child, stopped yanking his chain, they went to the chair.
Ah.
That's why it was moving.
Why the chair?
Okay, well, when you come walking in there spritzing holy water on everything like it's fucking Italian vinaigrette, they're like, the floor is lava.
Gosh,
The space is lava. This is ours. You got to have one spot that isn't lava. You know?
It's the chair.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He literally made the floor is lava, and they're like, this is where the floor is not lava.
God. So people claim to see the beast sitting in this chair. Now, supposedly when you sit in this chair, you will be faced by back pain that is so excruciating that you need surgery.
I'm sorry, but that just sounds like you've been sitting in a chair for too long. Specifically an old wooden chair.
Yeah, it sounds like, you know how in The Sims you have comfort levels? This is a comfort level -50. Now, Zak Bagans, welcome to the new edition, this rocking chair, from the Museum of Ed and Lorraine Warren that inspired this Conjuring video at the end of April. And he bought this chair for $67,000 according to TMZ in April.
April what?
I don't know. I didn't get that information.
Must have been current when you were reading it.
I have no idea. He also happened to buy it just hours after the death of Lorraine Warren, which I think is really weird that people say.
Yeah, it does. I don't understand that.
I don't understand the significance of it.
That's definitely the It's Always Sunny meme with the guy with the crazy hair and all of their strings putting things together.
Now, this chair in Zak Bagans Museum caused a lot of issues, and it was the first time where he decided to shut the exhibit down in his haunted museum because so many people were affected by the connection of this unexplained paranormal activity of the Devil's Rocking Chair.
Is paranormal activity ever explained, though?
Yeah, I mean, he has a literal fun house of demons. But, I don't know. With this, he says that 6 people all shared the same disturbing, uncontrollable crying during this short time the exhibit was opened. One of the guests became overtaken and collapsed directly above the Devil's Rocking Chair on the stairs. And I don't know if I believe this. He says that I think he lives above. Like, you go up the stairs and that's where his, like, residence is. He says, me and my friend felt an evil presence.
Evil
Move between us as we were sitting down in my living room, which then caused my dog to growl because the stairs are directly under his, like, living quarters, his house. But then he explains, I then became very affected, began speaking strange things about God and Satan with my head down, and then my friend began to cry uncontrollably and literally ran out of my house.
Good thing they didn't trip. That would be too much comic relief.
But yeah, this chair is fucked up.
Makes me think about Patrick when his pants fall down and he's running.
Yeah. Also in our podcast, I talk about it being like a port key. And I still think it is a port key because I don't think this really scary thing is attached to it, but I think it, like, brings things to it.
Tries to fuck up the normal flow of the day.
They're like,
what?
I'm sorry. My spirit guides are telling me things about it. And I just think it's funny every time they tell me the same thing about something. It's filled with black magic. That's from Harry Potter. And they're, like, telling me that it is a port key for dark things because it's already filled with so much darkness that it's just easy for them to, like, move to.
It'd also be hard if it was filled with, like, cream filling.
Like a donut?
Mm-hmm.
Or, I can't say that joke on here.
What joke?
Your mom.
Oh.
You didn't hear it from me, folks. Because that's inappropriate.
Emily's been with my mom since the day we became friends.
Your mom jokes are just so dang funny. Like,
Yeah.
Liv likes dad jokes. I like your mom jokes. Twin flames. Explains a lot.
Yeah, she likes jokes that need no explanation and make no sense. I like jokes that are wrapped in layers like an ogre and that I have to explain.
Yeah.
Because things will happen in my head and then I'll say something that is related to the things in my head, but people don't live in my head. So I'm like, wait, let me go back. And now it's funny, right? And they're like,
Wow, that went way better than I thought it was going to, because literally putting all of that notes in, it was like, oh, I'm going to get this from this source, and I'm going to get this from that source, and I'm going to get this from that source. It was a lot. I watched a 20-minute video about Ed and Lorraine Warren talking about this case. It's weird.
and not cream filled like my mom.
Donuts. No donuts.
Oh, goodness. Guys, we hope you liked it because we still have 2 other things that we have to talk about in another podcast. And we
probably already released because this is going to be the last one because this is the one you guys are waiting for. So go watch those other ones now if you have no idea what we're talking about.
And if you can watch a podcast, that's cool too. Sorry.
You can. On our second YouTube channel. If you don't know, we have a second one. It's called Meta Psyckicks Extras.
That's cool. So, well, I'm just going to take the podcast... the people from Patreon and put it in here again. Unless you want.
What, you don't want to talk about them again?
Okay, let's go for it. I'm saying the first one because you have to try and say the hard ones. Maybe we'll be better since this is the second time doing it.
Probably not. I memorized the ending because they've been our patrons for so long.
A1 since day one. Guys, you know who you are and we're so excited. We're also excited about all of the new patrons. You guys
This is
are
our
great.
new patron, the first one.
I know. We already said your name. Oh, why is
Say
your
it
last
again.
name so cute? I'm not going to say it. Okay.
I know, isn't it? I was going to say it, but I
so
was like,
cute.
it's so cute.
Yeah, I don't think we should put their last names on things either.
Well, yeah.
But anyways, okay.
Well, we're putting them in YouTube because that's how they put them into our thing. And other people do it the same way. So I just do it the way everyone else does it.
Got it.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
Kate.
Cassie.
Joanne.
Charlie.
Keisha.
Marie.
Helen.
Lily.
Desiree.
Jessica.
Natalie.
Berkra Mary.
I think it's Bercy Miriam.
Bercy Miriam.
Alec.
2.
Gianna.
Sarah.
90.
Zoe.
Amanda.
Alexis.
Tristan.
Kay.
Stephanie.
Bubzelina.
Shantae.
Amy.
Tuna.
Izzy.
Claire.
Catherine.
I think it's Katrin.
Okay.
Anyway,
Katrin.
I'm sorry.
Katrin.
Dominique.
Super Aru.
Alexa.
Caitlin.
Got Ketsy.
Shareholder.
Itzel.
Sophia.
Bria.
Katie.
Leanne.
Jacob.
Karen.
Bees.
Brittany.
Kendall.
Amy.
Shandy.
Riley.
Nikaya.
It's loading. Korean. It's some word in Korean. I think it's Korean.
Culliver.
Culliver. Miana.
Liliana. Oh, Lillian. Sorry.
Janelle.
Salma.
Jay.
Larika.
Lucretia.
Lucretia.
Misty. Cassandra.
Catherine.
Erica.
Brianna.
Kristen.
Kima.
Callie.
Catherine.
Samantha.
Caitlin.
Christy.
Beatrice.
Vicky.
Jacqueline.
Erica.
Ian.
Vanessa.
McKenna.
Shannon.
Cindy.
Kylie.
Mev.
Ronika.
Trinity.
Avery.
Cass.
Anthony.
Violet.
Peyton.
Allie.
Mac.
Josie.
Autumn.
Thias.
Jenny.
Laurel.
Brianna.
Nate.
Bradley.
Sandy.
Naz. Page 3 is loading. Sherry.
Christina.
Anita.
Katie.
Charles.
Holly.
Krista.
Flo.
Malake. Guys, we're so excited. We really love all of you. Whether you're a patron or you're listening, if you want to become a patron, you can do so looking in the show notes. We got a lot of good stuff coming up on there, including me pooping your pants watching the Conjuring video because I don't know why I made it 67. 57. I know.
I don't
they already
know either.
corrected me. I heard you say it.
7 more than the one before, the goal before.
Anyways, bad choices you make. Learn from your mistakes. That's what I'm going to try and do. That's why 375 is going to be the next goal of the next goal of the next goal of
The
something that we don't know
375
yet.
is going to be you watching The Conjuring House 3. I'm just going to keep putting goals up in front of you because you're an Aries and you can't say no. Looks at me facetiously.
I like the way you say words.
Anything that has an S can't say it. I can say it in my head, but not out of my mouth.
I had a friend, and if they ever listen to this, they'll know who they are, but they couldn't say salt and vinegar chips. They would say salt and vinegar chips.
Salt and vinegar chips.
And it was very unfortunate because I think it was
you
their
say
favorite.
interpretating.
I interpreted. Yeah, like tater tots. You want some tots?
Instead of interpreted.
Uh-huh.
Interpreted.
Uh-huh.
Because that's how it looks phonetically.
Yes. Also, when people read in their head and not out loud because...
Do you say interpreted instead of interpreted in your head?
Yes.
Interesting. The things with S's I say correctly in my head, but I can't make my mouth form those words.
It must be very frustrating.
Like specifically?
Bradley doesn't like when I say frustrating because he's like, there's an R in there. It's frustrating. You say frustrating. And I said, yeah, and you're fixing
You should be like,
to
it's the
make
cutest thing I've ever seen. Oh my God.
You know, he gets annoyed, and I want to like break into a southern accent and be like, I'm fussing to fixing you an ass whooping.
I like how people pronounce words. I find it interesting.
I like watching people on television form words and their mouth doesn't look like the words.
Like, you can tell when someone's Canadian by the way that they say P-O-R words. Like, process.
Yeah, because they literally get the ooh noise, like look
they,
with their face.
A lot of times they can hide the boots type of things. However, they can't hide the processes. So I know you're from Canada, and I wish I was also from Canada.
Canada. I think we have a couple. Remember that Canadian reading that we had with the pets? I think it was one of our very first tarot psychic mediums. It was like on their anniversary.
Yeah, I wish I lived in Canada because I'm pretty sure I'm allergic to less things there, and it's also cold. I really hate that it's 90 degrees now.
I think it was a bunny rabbit that liked to eat goldfish.
Oh, that really huge one?
Yeah. I loved that reading. They were so cute.
They had so many animals.
If they're listening to this, you know who you are, and we adored your reading and still think of you.
I'm pretty sure we follow your bunny on Instagram. You're welcome.
The new bunny?
The giant one. She sent us her Instagram.
Is it the new bunny? Was I talking to an alive bunny or a dead bunny? I thought I was talking to a dead bunny that liked goldfish.
It's possible. However, I might be thinking of someone else. There's one that she has a giant rabbit that is alive because it has an Instagram. It's brown.
Oh, man. I didn't know that. Will you show me when we're done with this?
I don't know if I'll be able to find it.
I want to
but
see
hopefully we're following her because they rabbit content.
I want to see some buns. Okay, guys, thanks so much. And we're your Meta Psyckicks.
This thing is so scary that he doesn't need to scare us from the crawl space hole next to us.
He does it without any milk.
Yeah, he is in the salty spittoon.
He probably runs the salty spittoon. Let's get real.
Uh-huh.
He takes your tattoos and makes them say, wow.
We thought the salty spittoon was the Conjuring house. It's actually this man.
Welcome to Meta Psyckicks. How tough are you? Sorry.
Without any milk.
Progressive presents Married to Your Home.
I'm disgusting.
Oh, House, don't say that.
You could live someplace so much better than me.
That's not true.
Oh, yeah? Look at these uneven stairs. Gross.
House, you know I don't care.
And the squeaky door hinge.
Well, I think it's cute.
No matter how much you already love your house, you'll love it more knowing you could save big bundling your home and auto with Progressive. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.